Do you believe it was a lab leak or not?
No, I neither believe nor disbelieve. I
You have
certainly
no
find it
opinion.
the. I'm sorry?
You have no opinion still.
Correct. I mean,
Okay.
when who's the when Nicholas Wade released that essay, the
Yeah.
I mean,
Uh,
I went into it in depth. I thought it was incredibly compelling and incredibly important, but I just simply lack enough expertise. But I've certainly, as soon as like there was a compelling case made for lab leak that came to my attention, I certainly brought it to the show. I went into those essays because I think it's important to consider that possibility. How about you?
okay. Well, me, I don't have the galaxy brain that you have, Luke. So, so isn't aren't there times when just simple common sense should just win the day easily without any fuss? And if you have an institute of virology in the middle of a city and this strange virus appears in the exact same city where there's an institute of virology, that it's most likely escaped, you know?
Every major pandemic and devastating virus that we've had for the past 100 years most likely has come from China and very likely come from things like wet markets. So that's why I'm kind of undecided.
Yeah, fair enough. But I don't know. But okay, even if it turns out that it didn't escape from a lab, isn't it a bit unfair just to say people that believe that it did are conspiracy theorists when there's just such a plausible who done it right before your eyes, and yet the
Yes.
burden of proof really belongs to the people that say that it isn't or hasn't escaped from the lab.
Well, I wouldn't say the burden of proof primarily falls on either, but I would say that dismissing people making the case for lab leak and the kind of ad hominem attacks and calling them uh, grifters and conspiracy theorists, I don't agree with that.
Okay, fair enough. But then, all right, so part two, follow the money. Isn't that the ancient principle of journalism?
Yes.
If you and it always seems as though those with the most to lose, and I mean financially, forget about prestige and all those other things,
Hmm.
just plain old dollars and cents, those with the most to lose have the most invested interest in promoting the thesis that continues their funding, right?
Yes.
And isn't it clear? And you outlined this perfectly, that they can always use their expertise as a shibboleth to hide behind the fact that they're just simply trying to keep that income coming so they don't have to live in a neighborhood filled with super predators,
Yes.
you know?
Yeah, like every group wants to protect its expertise and be effective and circle the wagons. And so yeah, there are all sorts of professional reasons why virologists would have contempt for the lab leak hypothesis. Like it would be really
Yeah.
bad for them. Like it would be if you
Mm.
were a virologist and it came out that the pandemic came from a lab leak. I mean, your status would plunge. Like some people would be spat on.